Ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of the week again in which I have to school a bunch of fucking idiots, mainly residing in Stamford, Connecticut. These fucking idiots are the second coming of Rodney Dangerfield, or Andrew Dice Clay, or Dane Cook in his prime, George Carlin, or whomever else you guys listen to as far as stand-up comedians go. I need you all to sit and stare at the screen that is right in front of you, whether you are on an Android device, an Apple device, a smart TV, a PC, a laptop. It doesn't matter where you are watching me. I need all of your attentions directly on the screen. If you are driving while listening to me, I want you guys to stay focused on the road, but I want your ears to be perked up. I want you to listen. Delusional. Typed it in the Google search, because Google is smarter than everybody. Delusional. It's an adjective. And the definition of delusional is as follows. Characterized by or holding idiosyncratic beliefs or impressions that are contradicted by reality or rational argument, typically as a symptom of mental disorder. And they even give you a sentence in which it could be used. Such as this one, and I quote, hospitalization for schizophrenia and delusional paranoia. Based on or having faulty judgment, mistaken. Another sentence in which it could be used for, their delusional belief in the project's merits never wavers. Did you all get that today? Did you all get today's lesson? I certainly hope so. I certainly hope so. Stephanie McMahon on Wednesday evening did not get the lesson today. Nor will she ever get the lesson. I don't think anybody in WWE will get the lesson that I'm about to teach. WWE management and everybody working in the WWE is a delusional fuck. Stephanie McMahon actually had grapefruits bigger than her father to go up on stage and say that the WWE listens to its audience. I don't think I've ever heard anything more humorous in my entire 36 years living on this earth. That is absolutely the most ridiculous statement I have ever seen, heard, read, or comprehended on any news site anywhere. On Wednesday, Stephanie McMahon joined representatives from Major League Baseball, the NBA, the NFL Players Association, NASCAR, and other major sports brands for the 2018 SBJ Game Changers Conference in New York City. It's great exposure for WWE, but there were a lot of negative feedback on social media in response to some of the things that Stephanie McMahon said on stage. This is what she said. This is what's transcribed from Stephanie McMahon's brief appearance on stage at the SBJ Game Changers Conference. Okay? It's about doing, not just talking. You have to listen to your audience. Their voice matters. McMahon said about the women's evolution in WWE. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. It gets worse. You thought that was funny. Listen to this. Fans on Twitter took issues. Really now? Fans took issues with McMahon saying that the WWE is successful because they listen to the fans. She goes on to say this one, and this one is a gem. And I quote, "We're successful for one reason only. We listen to our audience." Oh my God! You have to be out of your fucking mind if you believe the fucking vomit projected at you from this woman. I don't understand how something like that could be said in front of MLB, NFL, the NBA, NASCAR, I'm sure the PGA, and the Tennis Association, and everybody else, cricket, the fucking Fisherman's Club of America, everybody. Everybody. This was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious and absolutely fucking ridiculous. There are fewer people watching WWE. This is a statistic, by the way, clowns. There are fewer people watching WWE today than in any other period in company history. But it's true that more people, it's true that WWE is more profitable now than it's ever been, thanks in large to their television deals, which were given to them by Fox Sports and NBC Universal as fuck money. It's just fuck money. That's all it is. Virgil wishes he could see fuck money like that. Now, however, many fans would argue that the company doesn't always give fans what they want, and a large part of the fan base has been asking for years for the company to reconsider the cookie-cutter nature of the way the show is scripted. Let me get this straight. Let's go back. Let's scroll up for a bit. Stephanie McMahon says that they are successful for one reason only. We listen to our audience. Let me tell you something, people. Let me tell you something right now. The audience that Stephanie McMahon speaks of is an audience of one. It's an audience of one. He's 73 years old. He's absolutely out of his mind, fucking demented. He's out of touch with the same audience that Stephanie McMahon says they listen to. He is completely out of touch with everything. He knows nothing outside of WWE. He loves to throw money around and give big contracts to big talent to waste them away, to whisk them away from their current comfy gigs, and they then become nothing but relics in today's wrestling industry. That's his plan. That's his plan for the Elite. That's his plan for Pentagon. That's his plan for Phoenix and everybody else that dares to show interest in wanting to come to WWE. This guy doesn't know anything outside of two words: Roman Reigns. That is all he knows. WWE listens to our audience, right? I could give you fucking 4 or 5 things just this week. Just this week. That puts this statement to absolute embarrassment. First of all, Hell in a Cell is a complete fucking sham. I gotta sit here in my fucking apartment talking about a fucking pay-per-view that is absolutely worthless. The goddamn garden salad with balsamic dressing that I had for lunch was worth more than Hell in a Cell on Sunday night. Hell in a Cell is a fucking embarrassment. Okay? You listen to our audience. They listen to the fucking audience. So we listen to our audience, she states, right? Okay, what about Roman Reigns? Roman Reigns is one of the most unwanted WWE champions of all time. The guy is not a number one man. The guy is not a champion that we need or want or desire or care to see on a weekly basis. Okay? If you listen to our audience, Miss McMahon, then Roman Reigns wouldn't be in the position that he's in. He's there because of the audience of one I spoke of, Vince McMahon. But you listen to your audience though, right? Yeah, sure thing. Seth Rollins. You listen to our audience. You listen to the audience. Seth Rollins, what happened? WWE posted a ridiculous fucking article on their website about 4 men. You guys can go to the website and find it. It's on their fucking Twitter page. 4 men who brought, this is what it was titled, 4 men who brought the Intercontinental title back to prominence. They listed Seth Rollins, okay. The Miz, okay. Dolph Ziggler, okay. And then they got Roman Reigns standing there holding the Intercontinental Championship in a graphic of Intercontinental champions who brought the title back to prestige and promise. Are you fucking out of your mind? Yeah, but you listen to the audience though, right? What the fuck does Roman Reigns have to do with the Intercontinental Championship? I don't even remember who he defended the Intercontinental title against outside The Miz. What the fuck did he do with the Intercontinental Championship? Oh, that's right. The only thing that I remember him doing with the Intercontinental title is wearing it like a fucking JanSport backpack to freshman year in high school. That's all the fucking guy did. That's all I remember he did with the Intercontinental Championship. But you listen to the audience though, right? Yeah, sure thing. You listen to the audience. Where's Seth Rollins? Monday Night Rollins running wild on Monday night. Rollins was hurt. He came back and he was out for 8 months. This year alone, we seen the resurgence of where Rollins was when he was US and WWE champion at the same time. Just when he turned heel, we got our Rollins back. But you listened to the audience though, right? The guy won the Intercontinental title. The guy had great matches up and down Monday Night Raw. He was giving us at least 30 minutes outside of a fucking insufferable show that could actually be enjoyed. And then you take the title off of him. You put it on Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler has nothing to do with the current state of the Intercontinental Championship. Dolph Ziggler is only a fucking mere puppet in the fact of the Intercontinental title being killed. You put the title back on Ziggler, then you give it to Rollins. What the fuck are you doing with the title now? The title is on Rollins. Rollins has not defended the title outside of Kevin Owens. Right? He should have lost it to Kevin Owens. Do you want to know why? Because the title is nothing but a fucking prop on Rollins' waist. Because the Shield is more important. But you listen to the audience though, right? If you listen to the fucking audience, Kevin Owens would have won the Intercontinental title. Elias would have won the Intercontinental title. Finn Balor could have won the Intercontinental title. Yeah, but keep saying and thinking that you listen to the audience. Your audience is one. Vince McMahon. Intercontinental title? Fuck it. Feed it to Roman. Seth Rollins? Fuck him. Feed him to Roman. Dean Ambrose? Fuck him. Feed him to Roman. The entire Raw roster? Fuck them. Feed them to Roman. But you listen to the audience though, right? Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman, the most popular guy on Monday Night Raw, outside of Seth Rollins, babyface, and he's turned heel. Why? Because fuck him! Feed him to Roman. But you listen to the audience though, right? Sure thing, Steph. Sure thing. Let's go over to the women's side of things. Do I even need to tell you about Sasha Banks? You give the audience what they want, though, right? You listen to the audience. Meanwhile, we got fucking Alexa Bliss and her reign of terror on Monday Night Raw holding a championship that weighs more than she does, who can't fucking wrestle herself out of a plastic fucking bag. Meanwhile, you got Sasha Banks, a woman who could out-wrestle anyone on the fucking roster, withering away on the show. Who's in nothing but 6-woman tags every week with fucking Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan. Who doesn't know if she wants to be a fucking Viking or fucking Farmer Ed's daughter? Do I even need to get started on Bayley? How you fucked that up coming from NXT? Only a fucking idiot could fuck that up. What happened with Ember Moon? Who? Yeah, exactly. The fuck has she been in since she's been called up? Oh, that's right. Fuck them. Feed them to Ronda Rousey. Let's handcuff the whole fucking division because of Ronda fucking Rousey. The Bellas are back on Monday Night Raw. Oh my fucking God, let me whip my cock out in celebration. Who cares? Yeah, you listen to the audience though, right? Yeah, let me see. I'll be the first person in line to this shit fucking themed amusement park that you call WWE. You listen to the fucking audience. I want to see you book Nikki Bella versus Ronda Rousey as the main event of Evolution. Yeah, you listen to the fucking audience though, right? I think literally everybody, every set of eyes watching me can book a better main event than Nikki fucking Bella versus Ronda Rousey. Yeah, no, that's the general consensus of everybody's wants and desires at WWE Evolution. That's exactly what we think of when we think of a revitalization of women's wrestling. Do I even need to explain to you the name Asuka? A woman who was undefeated for 900 days? What happened? How did you fuck that up? And for what? For what? WWE might have been on the right track. Nakamura. There's another one. Yeah, you listen to the audience though, right? Yeah, you listen to the audience. Yeah, we gave you the dream match. But it's going to be the worst match on the show. At WrestleMania. Can't outdo Roman. Asuka wins the Royal Rumble. Shinsuke Nakamura wins the Royal Rumble. Hey! We got 2 Japanese superstars succeeding in WWE. Wait! What? They can't speak English? They're not American? Fuck them! Feed them to Roman. Might as well. Everybody else is in line to be waiting to be fed to Roman. Why not? Asuka's streak ruined at 900 days. For what? For what? Yeah, you listen to the fucking audience, though. I don't know anybody, realistically, who thought, I mean, if you did, you're a fucking imbecile, that Asuka's streak being broken was a good thing. Now where are you? Where are those people who thought Asuka's streak being broken is a good thing now? Silenced. Wronged. Of course. When you're dealing with me, more than likely the fucking troll on YouTube and on social media will always be wrong. Wrong. What happened? For Charlotte, right? WWE didn't know in advance that Charlotte was going to have to be out for a month and a half to fix leaky breasts? And what? For what? Carmella? Who WWE this week alone mysteriously turned babyface with no explanation? Yeah, fuck Asuka. Fuck Asuka, though, right? People want Asuka on TV? Fuck her, we'll bring her back. We'll put her in a feud with the Iconics who mean nothing. Who are only on television because of Dave Meltzer. Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch. Here's another one. Road Dogg on social media. Just pick a side. That's all we want. Mr. D-O-double-G. If you've been doing this for, I don't know, any period of extended time, you will have known that the side we want for the last 2.5 fucking years has been Becky Lynch. Nobody wants Charlotte in this instance. People deem Charlotte the Roman Reigns of the female, of the women's division. Who the fuck wants Charlotte over Becky Lynch? Choose a side. And then they have the gall, they have the balls to actually act as if this is what they truly intended. This was a mere happenstance. They looked into this. Something that you did backfired, and you're lucky it didn't end up worse than it really was. You're lucky people didn't fucking just automatically become dumb to your fucking bullshit and start booing Becky Lynch. It's ridiculous. No, but this is what we do. We listen to our audience. You have to be out of your fucking mind. I don't know how anything like this could be stated and looked at like, we really listen to our audience. Does she believe the shit that's coming out of her mouth? There's no way that this woman could believe the fucking filth coming out of her mouth. Nobody wants to boo Becky Lynch. Yet WWE tries to portray Becky Lynch in heinous acts on Charlotte Flair. Nothing is heinous when it comes to Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch is only standing up for what she truly believes in, being held back. Nobody's going to side with Charlotte in this instance. Ladies and gentlemen, these are just mere instances in the last 2 to 3 months, stemming from the last 2 to 3 months till now, with more yet to come. But does WWE listen to their audience? We listen to our audience? No, they don't. They do everything but listen to the audience. You have their own employees, aka Mr. Brian James, DOGG, on social media, putting people down because they are voicing their opinions about a product that they love that is doing them wrong. They don't listen to their audience. He is a prime example of them not listening to their audience. Referees coming out and defending the Roman agenda. You got old WWE alum coming out on social media blasting the fucking fans. Hulk Hogan blasted the fucking fans this week alone on social media. If you're not in the business, shut the fuck up. If you're not traveling the road 300 plus days a year, shut the fuck up. This is the respect that the people that work for this company give the fans who make them what they are. They listen to the fans? Fuck no. They do everything but listen to our voices. This is Off the Script. Episode 239, part number 1. I think it's 239. I don't even know what episode I'm on. That's how fucking out of touch I am with WWE right now. Yeah, it's 239. This is episode 239. Part number 1. To start your Hell in a Cell weekend off the only way I know how, man. With nothing but fucking truth bombs littered across this WWE fucking ridden garbage. Thank you guys so much for everything. We're going to hit the theme music, and I'll be right back with Off the Script. I got a ton of news and rumors to go along with the Hell in a Cell preview and predictions. Don't go anywhere. I will be right back. Off this shitty fucking product by coming on here and speaking the fucking goddamn truth about this fucking filth. And I can book a better show taking a fucking dump after eating my fucking Chipotle chorizo with extra cheese. I don't give a fuck what anybody has to say. Have I ever? Of course not. WWE is great, man. Fuck you, Japan, and Kenny Omega, Okada. Sonny! What is it, man? Can I suck your dick? What is it, man? And this is the #1 fucking podcast. Right here on YouTube.com. This is Off the Script. script. This company is out of fucking control, man. This company is really, really out of control. You know, Hell in a Cell is this Sunday. I've been going about my business, and half the time I didn't even realize that there was a pay-per-view on Sunday night. My brother Michael moved down to Atlanta, and he's up this week visiting the family, and he's hanging out with friends, and my mom wants the entire family to take him out to dinner before he goes down again to Atlanta for the fall. He'll be back up during Thanksgiving. And it was originally going to be on Sunday, and I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. And dinner time, you know, usually means about 6:30, 7 o'clock in my family on a Sunday night. I'm like, oh, no. I gotta be home and quote-unquote work, because the fucking goons on social media don't think what I do is work. You try watching 3 hours of a insufferable show every Monday night and tell me that it's not work. So I have to work, and then I realized, oh, fuck, there's a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view on Sunday night. Can't do that. So we rescheduled it for Saturday, so I can be home on Sunday and be oh so excited about the 2018 version of Hell in a Cell. You know, the one that's headlined by a unwanted champion and a man who is now joining Roman Reigns as being miscast with the aging veteran who everybody looks at when they think of Hell in a Cell as the special guest referee. Why is he there? We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it today on Off the Script, man. Thank you guys so much for joining me. This is episode 239, part number 1 for your Hell in a Cell weekend. It's been a busy week, man. I've been trying to get as much content as I can up on the channel. There's a ton of stuff, man. Live streams, some gaming content. I got Raw, SmackDown, NXT, Mae Young Classic coverage. Plus, I got Mega Man 11 demo. I got some Black Ops 4 Blackout Beta. I got this podcast going up on Friday. You guys know the deal, man. I am really, really, really pushing to get 100K very, very soon. So if you guys missed any of that, a bunch of stuff will be linked in this video, in the annotation, in the top right corner. So please go and check that stuff out. YouTube has been kind of shitty the last couple of weeks, man. I don't know if it's the fact that it was just the end of summer and they really weren't pushing videos out, and they know, like, it's the end of the summer lull, and everybody is just going back to school and whatnot, and they'll ramp it up again back during the holiday seasons for Halloween. You got Thanksgiving and then Christmas. But there's just been a lull on YouTube, man, especially when it comes to wrestling content. I mentioned this on Tuesday when I covered SmackDown, and I want to briefly go over it again here today. Because there was one comment in the comment section of my SmackDown video that really kind of opened my eyes. Now, I watch Wrestle Talk with Ollie and Luke from time to time. I kind of gauge on what's hot and what should be talked about, just looking through their videos and what they cover as top stories. But I know that they do their 4 to 5 minute short videos, and then they have like longer videos, like 40, 50-minute long videos where they cover it more in depth as a duo. They have their shorter versions of the review where either Ollie or Luke does it solo. They are a YouTube channel with, I think, around 610,000 subs. And here I am, lowly JD, who can't get invited to the fucking Performance Center to cover WWE 2K19 because I guess I'm fucking blacklisted. But Wrestle Talk covered SmackDown in depth in like a 40, 50-minute podcast. And there was a comment left on my SmackDown Live review video where I mentioned that the wrestling content nowadays is dead on YouTube, and that fans are kind of not watching their favorite content creators because of the fact that the content on TV sucks. It's painful to sit through. And I hear a lot of people saying, either one of two things. JD, I watch you and don't watch the show. I just get my WWE fix and I get all my information on what's good and what's bad through you. There are those types of people. And then on the other side of the coin, there's the people that don't watch the show and then don't watch the content creators, which kind of sucks. Because if the show is that bad and the people aren't watching the content creators, it's not the content creators' fault that the show is garbage. It's WWE's fault. More times than not, I am more entertaining than what you're seeing on television. I'm not stroking my own ego or, yanking my own cock, but I think I am a little bit more entertaining than what you normally see on a Monday night. But Ali and Luke put up a SmackDown Live review video, and someone in the comments of my SmackDown video stated that whatever I stated in that video was absolutely true. That content on YouTube for wrestling is kind of dead right now because of WWE being insufferable. I usually get, on a good week, I usually get anywhere between 35 and 40,000 views on my Monday Night Raw review video. I gauge it because I'm an analytic guy. Last week, I got about 52,000 views on my Monday Night Raw review video. This week, it's down 20,000 views. I don't know why. I don't have any explanation for it outside that the show is that fucking bad. And people did not watch the show. They tuned in, they seen it was literally the same script from the week before, and they didn't watch. And Monday Night Football was on, and people just didn't give a shit about wrestling this week. SmackDown Live does anywhere between 25 and 30,000 views on a given week. Some days, if it's a mega week, 40,000. But my SmackDown Live review video did, I think, 27. It's at 28,000 views, real time. And Ollie Davis, Luke Owen uploaded a SmackDown podcast. And my video outnumbered theirs view-wise. I think I had like an extra 8,000 views compared to them. And they are a 600,000 subscriber channel. Now, if that is not a glaring number at how many people are just not watching their favorite content creators because of how the product is just terrible right now, I don't know what to tell you. It's really, really bad, man. And it's not getting better with Hell in a Cell on Sunday. Hell in a Cell is going to get a lot of traffic on, I say a lot, but I really don't mean a lot. It's not going to get more than like a SummerSlam or, a Money in the Bank. But Hell in a Cell is going to get some foot traffic because it's a WWE pay-per-view. And it just sucks that the content right now on YouTube is suffering because of how bad WWE is. And WWE doesn't care. They think they're putting out good television. They think that they are putting out quality programming. They are not. They are not. What I do is not easy. I watch these shows in detail. I take notes. And then I come on here and I talk about it for an hour plus every week. Monday, Tuesday. NXT usually goes 30, 40 minutes. Mae Young Classic, another 30 minutes. This is not easy shit. My brain is overloaded with WWE right now. But there's just a community-wide disconnect from the product and the YWC, the YouTube wrestling community. I just don't think a lot of people fucking care at the moment. And I don't think people are going to care until possibly Survivor Series, and then when we get on into January, when we start Royal Rumble season and WrestleMania season. It's ridiculous. But I just wanted to share that, man. I found that to be a glaring statistic. So, all I could say is, please support your content creators. If the product is that fucking bad, don't ever abandon your favorite content creator. Continue to support. Please. Follow me on Twitter, man, at JD from NY206. It's a great way to keep up to date on the channel and get my real-time thoughts on everything that's happening. We have YouTube guidelines. I'm hearing from more than a handful of people about certain YouTube things that are going on in the community, man. And I've been pushing it a lot this week. I watch Keemstar. I think Keemstar is an entertaining motherfucker. And he's usually keen and in tune with what's going on with YouTube and the changes and what's not working and what's working. I know he complained a few times this week himself that Drama Alert wasn't uploaded correctly or it got half the views that it usually gets. I am urging you guys from here on out, because this is what I do, off the script is my bread and butter on this channel. If you guys are watching the show, I urge you to interact with each other down below in the comments. The comments are looked at by YouTube as a way to gauge how well a video should be pushed. The more comments, the more the video will be pushed in the search. The more likes and thumbs up, the more the video will be pushed on YouTube. I'm going to mention this every single video because it's very important to me that the videos get to you guys plus a newer audience. I want to reach a new audience. So if you guys are watching the video, sound off in the comments below on anything Hell in a Cell related. Leave me your thoughts on whatever I talked about up until this point or whatever I'm going to talk about in the remainder of this video. Sound off, man. Leave comments, interact with one another, but be respectful of everybody down below and be respectful of the content creators, please. It's a great way to help out somebody by literally doing nothing, man. You're using what's there in the comments as a way to help your favorite content creators. And leave a thumbs up, man. I am setting an initiative from here on out. We usually do good with the likes on Off the Script. It kind of fades over the weekend, and I don't know why, but part 1 usually gets about 1,500. I want you guys to set a goal. I want to do 1,500 every video. Every video. The more, the better. So from here on out, 1,500 likes every OTS we upload. Okay? I'm not including the extras because the extras are just minor stories that I don't usually want to cover here on the weekend show. But please, 1,500 thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. And follow me on Twitter, man. At JD from NY206. Remember to hit that bell, subscribe, and turn on the bell for all notifications. If you guys want to support the show, you guys can do so in 3 different ways. Barbershopwindow.com/offthescript. We have some of the best looking merchandise for a podcast out there in the community today. You guys want to get your Jinder Mahal Failure Raha t-shirt, your Roman Reigns and his empire is still not over. They do it for Roman. It's there. Plus the new Summer Scam t-shirt, man. All your needs right there on Barbershop Window, barbershopwindow.com/offthescript. Use code BSHOP20 at checkout for 20% off your entire purchase, man. And that code has been active for quite some time. Use it, and you're going to save 20%. It's a very, very, very good deal. Harry's and it is an official sponsor and will be an official sponsor of the show for the remainder of the year. Harrys.com/script. They are giving you a free trial shave set because they believe that this will be the best shave of your life. You're going to get a razor blade. You're going to get a handle. The foaming shave gel, which soothes, hydrates, and it smells fantastic, man. Plus, as a bonus, you're going to get a razor blade protective case. I have been using Harry's for the most part of 2018. And I have not used any other product on the market since I was introduced to Harry's from my brother and my dad. I have not used anything else. I love it. It's the smoothest shave I've ever had. And more importantly, I would never tell you guys about something that I don't genuinely believe in. I would never tell you something about a product that I'm promoting on this show if I don't use it and I know you guys wouldn't use it. So Harry's is going to be your wingman, per se. That's what I've been going with, man. You guys need a good look. You guys need a good shave. Let Harry's take care of it. They're so confident in their product and their shave that they're going to give you a free trial shave set just to prove it to you. And I guarantee you, once you feel that blade on your face, you're going to have a fun fucking time just looking at all the other products that they got. So harrys.com/script, man. Go through the trial process, the setup process. Enter your name and information. All you guys have to do is pay the shipping and handling, and it'll be delivered right to your mailboxes, man. harrys.com/script. Our fine friends over at Audible are still sponsoring the podcast, man. They're going to give you 30 days. That's 1 month for free, Free. And on top of that, they're going to include a free audiobook on the house just for signing up. All you guys have to do is go through the sign-up process, enter your information, and you're going to be on your way to having a great Audible adventure. Over 200,000 audiobooks to choose from, a lot of which are wrestling related. A lot of wrestling books on there, man. You got a lot of politics on there, romance, crime, science fiction, a bunch of stuff, sports. It's all on there, man. All you have to do is go through the sign-up process, download the app on your Android or iPhone devices, and you're going to get something for free. And you're going to be supporting the show in the process, man. And the great thing is, if you guys don't like it, you guys can cancel it, and Audible is going to allow you to keep your audiobook for free just for trying out their service. It's a great deal if you ask me, and you're supporting out Off the Script. So please sign up, man. audibletrial.com/offthescript. We've been having a slow month of August. I expect it to pick back up during the holiday season, but if you guys have not signed up, please do so, man. audibletrial.com/offthescript. And if you guys want to sign up for the Patreon page, you guys can certainly do so, man. Great way to also support the show and get extra content. On top of that, I got a new OTS Retro coming next week, so we'll be doing that. And if you guys want to sign up for that, patreon.com/JD from NY206. I got House of Glory next Saturday at the Elks Lodge in Queens, New York. I am going to start vlogging my experiences at House of Glory just so that you guys can get an inside glimpse as to what goes on at House of Glory, man. So I'll be doing that with you guys, and it should be fun. So look forward to that sometime in the week following our next event called Chapter 3 at the Elks Lodge. That is Saturday, September 22nd. You guys can still get tickets. That is HOGWrestling.net. MJF is going to be wrestling Cash Flow Cam Broadway. We got Sami Callihan's guys. OVE is going to be there. They're challenging LAX for the House of Glory Tag Team Championships, man. That's probably going to be the best match on the entire show, in my honest opinion. Can't wait to see what those guys do for the first time in a House of Glory ring. Thank you guys so much for everything. Let's get on with this Hell in a Cell preview and predictions, man. I really don't want to go over this, so I'm going to be doing something a little bit different as it pertains to the Hell in a Cell preview and predictions. I got the card. Actually, no, I don't. I thought I did, and I accidentally clicked it off. Let me do this now. As we pull it up, I thought I had it pulled up, and I accidentally closed the browser out. Yes. We got 8 matches on the show. Holy shit, that is a complete fucking mindfuck if you ask me. Usually with these shows, there's 13 to 14 matches. We only got 8. If that doesn't tell you that WWE is, A, booking Evolution and the Super Showdown more so than Hell in a Cell, I don't know what to tell you. Plus, the build for Hell in a Cell has been god-awful. Nothing on this show even remotely interests me outside of Charlotte, Becky Lynch, and AJ Styles and Samoa Joe. But I got some stories that are correlating with some of the big matches here on the show. So I'm going to give you my quick breakdown of who I think is going to win and why, and who I think should win and why. And I'm going to accompany some of these with some news articles that I found during the week as it pertains to the competitors and the actual Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. First match on the list. I'm getting my match card from Wikipedia because that's what we all do. Wikipedia is all-knowing and all-seeing. Daniel Bryan and Botch Mode. Brie Bella versus The Miz and Maryse. This has been okay. I haven't been blown away by the Daniel Bryan Miz feud as of right now, as of yet. And there's a reason for that. I think it's actually going to pick up intensity as we get further on into the year. Because I've mentioned this on not only this podcast, but I mentioned it when I'm talking about SmackDown on Tuesday. I honestly think Daniel Bryan and The Miz should be the WWE Championship match at WrestleMania 35 in New Jersey. I truly believe that. And that became even more apparent and eye-opening on Tuesday night. And I'm going to go over a little news article that I found in correlation to this. Samoa Joe and AJ Styles are going to be battling for the WWE Championship. Should be in a Hell in a Cell, but WWE has opted not to put them inside Hell in a Cell. I'm assuming the reason why they're doing that is because I think there's going to be another fuck finish. Inside the Hell in a Cell, you pretty much have to have a winner, I think. And there's nobody that's going to really interfere in that match. So WWE's leaving it open to have a fuck finish so that they can fight again in Australia. But that's neither here or there. We'll talk about that as we get to Joe and Styles next. But AJ Styles and Samoa Joe definitely do factor into the Miz and Daniel Bryan. These four men are going to be the centralized focus of the WWE Championship on SmackDown Live for the remainder of the year and going on into WrestleMania. Samoa Joe, without question, is going to beat AJ Styles for the WWE Championship. Whether it's for a month, whether he is really a transitional champion, I don't care. I don't care. Joe needs to beat Styles. There is no man on this roster but Samoa Joe that should be beating AJ Styles for the WWE Championship. Samoa Joe deserves to beat AJ Styles for the WWE Championship because of the work that he has done. He has outshined AJ Styles through the entirety of this feud. And by that merit, I need to reward him. And I hope WWE does the same. But AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Daniel Bryan, and The Miz are going to be a centralized priority here for the WWE Championship. Miz and Maryse, I like the pairing. I like this pairing much more than with The Miz being with Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel on Monday Night Raw as the Miz Taraj. I thought that was absolutely outplayed. I thought that seen its day after like a month. I didn't really care for them. They were nothing but background players. They really didn't even get a chance to shine. They were just there with The Miz. They were his lackeys. They really didn't do anything. They were embarrassed week in and week out. Maryse, clearly his wife, the mother of his daughter, they have a much greater chemistry obviously on screen than anybody else. And this pairing is money. And they complement each other in and out of the ring beautifully. I don't think The Miz and Maryse are going to win this match, nor should they. Bryan and Brie have had this thing with The Miz on TV as of late, and they've gotten the better of Miz and Maryse, more so than they did going into SummerSlam. I think that's going to continue into Hell in a Cell, and it should. Because Bryan and Brie, with a win over at Hell in a Cell, over Miz and Maryse, it gets them a win. It gets them at least one win over Miz and Maryse. Fine. They got some sort of redemption. They didn't get complete revenge, but they got some sort of redemption. Daniel Bryan and The Miz have already been announced for Australia at Super Showdown. And their match will be, indeed, a number one contenders match for the WWE Championship. Now, they didn't say when, but it states that the winner of that match will receive a future opportunity at the WWE Championship. Now, I'm thinking we got Survivor Series coming up. It's not happening then. You got TLC happening in December. That is the prime location for that to happen. It's got to happen before the Royal Rumble. I'm thinking Miz, Joe, Styles, and Daniel Bryan. TLC, ladder match. WWE Championship hanging from above. Joe can hold the title from September all the way to December and then lose it without being pinned to The Miz. That's what I think should happen. Miz wins the WWE Championship. He can go on to the Royal Rumble. He could fight AJ Styles. He could fight Samoa Joe. Or he could fight both AJ Styles and Samoa Joe in a triple threat match and still come out victorious. He thinks he's through the woods. He thinks he's clear. But then Daniel Bryan wins the Royal Rumble. Daniel Bryan wins the Royal Rumble and is obviously challenging for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. Bryan wins the WWE title at WrestleMania, and we have a conclusion to this feud. That's what I think is going to happen. I think Bryan and Brie win this match, and they get some sort of revenge or redemption. It's not full-blown revenge yet. The Miz is not done by a long shot. The Miz is not even started yet. He will just make Bryan's life a living hell. Bryan is back for the WWE title. He's mentioned that a few times already. He's back for one thing only, the title that he never lost. That's your storyline right there. And there's no better antagonist than The Miz to take that title from. Then Bryan can have matches with Almas. Bryan can have matches with Joe. Bryan can have matches with Styles. We can have a Daniel Bryan WWE Championship run that we didn't get in 2014. But remember when I said I had news? I got news. Backstage news on how Daniel Bryan is perceived in WWE. Now, Bryan returned from a 2-year stint as an inactive wrestler after being forced to retire because of so many injuries. But now that he's back, you'd think that WWE would use him, as popular as he is. Unfortunately, it seems that Bryan has been used in B-level feuds since his return. They are B-level feuds. He really hasn't been in a stable feud outside of The Miz right now. He's had matches with Styles, just throwaway matches. Pay-per-view quality matches on paper, just given away for free on television. Styles, he's wrestled in gauntlet matches, which was great, against Big E and Samoa Joe. We had Bryan versus Almas twice, 2 weeks in a row. The only feud he's been in is this feud with The Miz, which right now really isn't hitting high levels because it's nothing but a mixed tag team. It's the guys and their wives bickering and fighting. So they are really B-level feuds, and it really hasn't been in anything important since his return. Bryan and The Miz have been entertaining in their own right, but he's not in the main event. They're not in the main event. Well, Bryan at least is not in the main event. But Brie and Maryse main evented SmackDown Live. Makes total sense to me if you ask me, right? Yeah, but WWE listens to their audience. Dave Meltzer discussed during Wrestling Observer Radio this week that even some people in the company are saying Bryan, and they don't mean this in a bad way. They mean it in a fucked up type of way. Bryan right now is being perceived as just a guy at this point, which is a long way away from where he used to be when he won the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 30. He says, and I quote, "The whole Daniel Bryan booking since WrestleMania that actually should go down as promotional malpractice, as over as he was when he first made the comeback to where he is now, he's still popular, and they'll chant, but it's like he's just a guy. Even his own peers in the company bring it up. On the road, he's more than just a guy. But his peers will be like, yeah, you watch the TV, and he's just a guy on the roster, and he should be so much more than that." End quote. I cannot agree with that statement anymore. You know, WWE gives you the Bryan that we're getting now. Meanwhile, they amped up negotiation talks for him to stay with the company, which kind of is hypocritical. And WWE does not have the best interests of Daniel Bryan. WWE is pretty much showing you by the way that they're booking him, and then if you look at the other side of the coin, the way that they actively pursued him to stay with the company. Does WWE really care about the best interests of Daniel Bryan? They might have his health in mind, and they might have the best interests as far as his health goes. But does WWE really care about Daniel Bryan? Or are they just at ease now that he's not going to go to a New Japan or a Ring of Honor and help out another rival promotion? You got to think to what WWE is doing. They got one of the best wrestlers on the planet in Daniel Bryan, yet they failed to push him in a prominent way. I can only hope, and I cross my fingers, that WWE signed this guy with the intent of making him a world champion. I think we are set on him being healthy. He's been in some pretty rough matches since he's been back. I think WWE is slowly starting to understand, and Bryan is proving to WWE that he can be healthy. He's toned down his offense just a little. He's not diving off the top rope, doing missile drop kicks. He's not diving off the top rope, doing Chris Benoit, Bam Bam Bigelow-like headbutts. You know, he's still doing his suicide dive. He's doing his running fucking shining wizard off the apron. But I think we're at a point right now where WWE signed Daniel Bryan, and we can only hope that this is leading to him being booked better. If it's not, then fuck WWE. Seriously. Now, only time will tell, like I mentioned, with Daniel Bryan re-signing his WWE contract, if WWE will book him differently. But at this point, it seems like they got a lot of work to do if we're ever going to expect some type of resurgence in Bryan's career to get him back to the spot in which he was in 2014 or even close to it. Now, in other things, as it pertains to Brie Bella and Maryse. Brie Bella and Maryse. Main event at SmackDown Live. Why? I don't know why. Simon, here's why. Why? Anyway, if you guys watched the final segment of SmackDown Live this week and made it through to the main event, some of you told me you fell asleep 10 minutes in. The main event was Maryse and Brie Bella. You might have noticed that Daniel Bryan amped up his intensity on The Miz in that match. And that's why I stated it gave me glimpses of what it could be at WrestleMania. Crowd was going crazy. The Cajun Dome came to life for the first time all night. But there was a reason why Daniel Bryan amped up the intensity on The Miz on the outside, and then when he was delivering the S-kicks in the middle of the ring. There were some obvious stiff shots on The Miz, and there's a reason for that. Because The Miz was a little too rough with Brie Bella. There was a spot where Brie Bella pinned Maryse by the ropes, and The Miz jumped and grabbed Bella and pulled her out from underneath the ring. He pulled her towards the apron and outside the ring to the outside. And she slammed on the floor with a huge thud. And Bryan Alvarez actually made mention of this on the Wrestling Observer. And it looked like it was a bit of an unintentional bump. Now, the only thing that I could think of here, while I seen it, I knew what had happened. I knew why Bryan was being a little bit more physical with The Miz. And then Alvarez actually just confirmed that on Wrestling Observer Live. The only thing I could think of is that The Miz is used to pulling, guys his size outside the ring. He yanked in the same force in which he would yank a Bryan underneath the rope, not thinking that it was Brie Bella who's soaking wet 105 pounds. So when he forced Brie Bella underneath the rope as if he was pulling Daniel Bryan, it was a little too rough and she landed very hard. And she could have been seriously hurt. And Bryan, made Miz pay for that mistake. So I wanted to just tell you guys about that because I'm not sure if you were aware of what happened on SmackDown Live. But those are the news articles on Daniel Bryan and the incident with The Miz and Brie Bella on SmackDown Live. Daniel Bryan is not just a guy. Daniel Bryan is not just a guy. And WWE is completely hypocritical. If he was just a guy, they would have let this guy walk and go to New Japan. And the dream matches of Omega, Okada, Ibushi, Skrull, Cody, everybody on the indies wants a taste of Daniel Bryan. They would have let him go if he was just a guy. Is he just a guy? Or is WWE that fucking stupid when it comes to creativity on their shows? Let's get this guy back to prominence. If this guy is not wrestling The Miz for the WWE Championship or in a WWE Championship match at WrestleMania, things have gone fucked up. That's all I'm going to say about that. I love my booking to get these guys where they need to be for the remainder of the year. Joe wins the title. AJ Styles is still in the title hunt. The Miz eventually steals it. He takes it from Bryan. Bryan wins the Royal Rumble. Miz and Bryan at WrestleMania, and Bryan wins the WWE Championship. That's my way of booking this feud for the remainder of the year going into WrestleMania. Moving on here, man. Let's go on with AJ Styles and Samoa Joe. I guess I don't really have to go in depth about what I think or who I think is going to win this match. Samoa Joe is going to win the WWE Championship, but not at Hell in a Cell. I'm going with some sort of non-finish. I'm going with some sort of referee stoppage or DQ or count out or something like that. I see this match going the same way as AJ Styles and Nakamura, but a lot better quality. Because WWE fucked that up completely. Nakamura doesn't even have a spot on this show. And that feud just got off on the wrong foot and never really recovered until Money in the Bank. But I'm going with AJ Styles to retain the title here. Joe may win, but AJ Styles is going to walk out the WWE champion. I think Joe wins the title in Australia. Joe wins the title in Australia. They are hyping this show beyond belief, and they want something of a big news story to come out of that. And I think a news story like that, with Joe winning the WWE Championship at this Super Showdown, is big enough of a news story. AJ can then get his rematch on the 1000th episode of SmackDown Live. He could lose there too, and Joe could be off to the races, being WWE Champion. And Joe could breeze through the Survivor Series. Joe is not going to defend the title at Survivor Series. The WWE Championship is not going to be defended at Survivor Series. And if Joe is going to defend the title against Roman Reigns, or fight rather, not going to be defended at Survivor Series, if he's going to fight Roman or Strowman, I think Joe should beat either one of those men. Because it is Raw versus SmackDown. It is Raw's champions versus SmackDown's champions. That's the way they've been doing it for the last couple of years. So if that is done, Joe is not going to defend the title, and he needs to keep momentum. Because Roman, who I see winning at Hell in a Cell anyway, he doesn't need to win that match. He can take a loss and be right where he is. If Joe loses, he's nothing but the fat Samoan. He's nothing but the second-rate Samoan. Joe needs to win. Joe's going to win in Australia. AJ Styles is going to win this match and retain or not win the match, but you know what I mean. He's going to retain the WWE Championship. Joe may win by DQ or maybe a no contest. Referee may stop it with no winner. That's what I'm going with. Because it doesn't make any sense for Joe to win the title here. If he loses it here, how is he going to get a rematch in Australia? Doesn't make any sense. It has to be a non-finish. Or some type of way AJ walks out the champion by some fuck finish. The New Day. The New Day versus Rusev Day. Rusev and Aiden English. I made mention of this on SmackDown Live. They gave the New Day the Tag Team Championships, which I don't mind. It pretty much had to be done. Eric Rowan was hurt. You can't have one guy in Luke Harper hold both tag team titles on SmackDown Live. I honestly thought that WWE, just given the fact that the New Day and the Usos were at Hell in a Cell in 2017, giving us a fantastic Hell in a Cell match. It really lived up to what Hell in a Cell truly is. I honestly thought with these triple threat matches or these triple threat-esque tournaments that WWE likes to do on the main roster shows, I really wish that they would include teams and make it a real 8-man tournament or 8-team tournament, and we get just a little excitement out of it. When you put teams like the Colognes in a triple threat match with the Usos and Sanity, you ain't doing anything. Or a team like the Bar and whomever else you got on SmackDown Live. I mean, the fucking Colognes, really? Couldn't find another team to put in that situation. But I honestly thought that the Usos were going to win this entire thing and go on to Hell in a Cell to fight the New Day and kind of give you a throwback at this year's Hell in a Cell, and everything would have come full circle. I thought they were going to do this match again this year at Hell in a Cell. But WWE surprised us all. They're now going with Rusev and Aiden English, and I don't know why. I really don't understand why. To me, and I'm going to be honest with you, you guys might feel a little differently with Rusev Day. Rusev Day has kind of died off. It's not as popular as it was during the Elimination Chamber. They honestly should have went from the Elimination Chamber winning the Tag Team Championships, or if not then, still been in contention going into WrestleMania. Rusev and Aiden English should have won the tag team championships at WrestleMania. That's what should have been done with Rusev Day. I firmly believe that. They have not been as hot since then. WWE kind of floated Rusev around doing nothing. They teased a breakup with Aiden English. They put him in a one-off match with AJ Styles in which they pushed him as a heel. Yet some people still kind of cheered Rusev, but for the majority of that feud and build, he was a heel. He was operating under a heel. WWE didn't know whether to push him as a babyface and embrace Rusev Day or push him as a heel. They tried to kill Rusev Day, which was apparent in them teasing a breakup with Aiden English. I think the tease of breaking Aiden English away kind of killed some of the momentum from Rusev Day, and now it's at its lowest point to date. Coupled on top of the fact where WWE tried to, I guess, rake in more money and get more notoriety for Rusev, which I don't understand because he was getting notoriety all on his own with Rusev Day. They did this stupid Lana Day shit. Lana Day. Nobody gives a fuck about Lana. Lana's gotten better. Lana is her own woman. Lana is her own performer. But don't couple the fact of Lana Day with Rusev Day based because they're married or based on the fact that they're married. Why do they have to be the same thing because they're married? It's Rusev Day. It's not Lana Day. That also took some of the momentum away from Rusev. And now we're back here to square one, and they really don't have anything to show for it. If Rusev and Aiden English win the tag team championships, is there going to be a hot crowd? Probably. We're going to have two face teams. We got Rusev Day and we got the New Day. This could be an eye-opening match for Rusev and Aiden English against the New Day. When the New Day is in high-profile matches like this, more times than not, they come through and really put on a great performance. But if Rusev Day wins, what does it mean for Rusev Day? In my honest opinion, their time has come. Their hottest point, their peak, has already peaked. They've been going downhill ever since. So if they win the tag team titles, what does it mean for Rusev Day? And you got them to this point. You pushed a team. You're pushing a team outside of Sanity. You're pushing a team outside of the Usos. You're pushing a team outside of everybody else. The Bar on SmackDown Live. If they've gotten to this point, you might as well go all the way with them and see what they can do. The New Day have seen their day. The Bar have seen their day. The Usos have seen their day. When you got teams like Rusev Day and Sanity who are still trying to get their feet wet, you might as well go all the way with them at this point. But I ask the question, is it going to be like it was back earlier in the year? No. Give them a chance. Give them a shot to see what they can do. I'm going with Rusev Day. I am going with Rusev Day. The New Day right now are just in the position they're in right now because the Bludgeon Brothers are out of commission. They're hurt. Luke Harper was on his own. Eric Rowan is hurt. They had no choice but to give the tag team titles to the New Day. So I'm going with Rusev Day here to win the tag team championships and become the new SmackDown Live tag team champions. Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman. Strowman has already cashed in his money in the bank in an honorable way. Instead of taking the title, in which a heel should do. If he's a heel, he should be winning the title in heel-like ways. WWE wants to rewrite the narrative because he's a monster. They beat down the Shield a couple of weeks ago, and if he only held the briefcase for a couple more hours, we'd be looking at Braun Strowman defending the Universal Championship against Roman Reigns inside Hell in a Cell. Before I get to the story of why Mick Foley was added to this match, I do have some concerns here. Roman Reigns and the Shield, you guys know my stance on this. It's nothing but a political fucking agenda. They are trying to write the narrative to make you care about Roman Reigns. That is all they are trying to do. They've done everything humanly possible, from give Roman a proverbial meat shield in the form of Rollins and Ambrose. Because Roman Reigns is not going to get booed with Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins by his side. It's not going to happen. That's why they're there. They are a shield to deflect negative reactions to Roman Reigns. The Intercontinental Championship has also been sacrificed on top of Rollins and Ambrose individually. The Intercontinental Championship has been sacrificed to this hoax Shield reunion or this fake Shield reunion. It's ridiculous. The Intercontinental Championship isn't even being defended on their show. You got Rollins and Ambrose going for the tag team titles. So I ask you, why is the Intercontinental title on Rollins if he's going for the tag team titles? Why isn't the IC title on a Kevin Owens? Why isn't the IC title on a Finn Balor? Why isn't the IC title on a guy like Elias? I don't get WWE's initiative here. Oh, never mind. I do get it. I mentioned this a couple weeks ago. WWE is going to further the Roman initiative by having the Shield have all the titles on Monday Night Raw because they don't want you to boo them. In fact, that may have an opposite effect, and people might start to boo them because people will open up and realize that, listen, they hold all the titles. What is going on here? These guys are being forced down our throats. WWE is forcing us to like them. I don't think that's going to work out. Then WWE has the entire heel roster of Monday Night Raw fed to the Shield. WWE, in the most idiotic, illogical storyline known to man, they get arrested for, I guess, riots or enticing a riot. They've been enticing riots ever since they were first formed 5 years ago. Now, all of a sudden, they're arrested for what they've been doing for the last 5 years. You know, Braun Strowman was never arrested. The guy committed acts of murder on Monday Night Raw. Flipping ambulances, shoving Roman Reigns off loading docks while attached or strapped to a stretcher. Breaking sets, bringing down Monday Night Raw Titantron sets on Brock Lesnar and Kane. Dumping fucking porta potties with men inside. Overturning pianos on Elias. None of this resulted in an arrest of Braun Strowman. But the Shield were arrested for doing what? Enticing a riot on Monday Night Raw? What riot? All I seen was a bunch of fucking catering guys being fed to the Shield, trying to make them look dominant. It's not really a great way to showcase your roster by having 3 men outshine 15. Then they get arrested. They get fingerprinted. They get booked at police stations in whatever town they were in. They met a judge, stood before a judge on Labor Day. Then they get released. And what do they do when they get released? They steal a police van. And then they show back up on Monday Night Raw, in which was the same scene in which they were arrested 3 hours prior. But they stole a police van. How did they get the police van? Who gave them orders to ride around in the police van? Did the judge say, all right, we're going to throw it out? And then they made a fucking plea bargain to get the police vehicle to get them back to work. It doesn't make any sense. Yet everybody's eating this shit up and they're not questioning WWE's logic. They're not letting it register in their fucking febile heads that, listen, WWE is really, really, really going overboard in their Roman narrative and their Roman agenda. Nobody sees this. They're like, oh, if you don't like it, don't watch. This is what I watch the show for, people. I watch NXT because NXT normally will backtrack on something that we seen 3 or 4 weeks ago. Case in point this week with Cassius Ohno. And they'll revisit it and give you an explanation and then further that explanation in the weeks to come. On Monday Night Raw, if Cassius Ohno was on Monday Night Raw, none of which would have been brought up on Monday Night Raw. It would have been swept under the rug. Oh, it didn't happen. Oh, it didn't happen. Who? Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman's time is now or never. Braun Strowman is not winning this match. I asked this question back in June. Why was Braun Strowman given the Money in the Bank briefcase if he was ultimately going to cash it in and lose? If you were going to give Braun Strowman, a guy, out of everybody else in that match, Braun Strowman, the briefcase, then he should have undoubtedly been the Universal Champion. If WWE doesn't capitalize on Braun Strowman now, where do they go with Braun Strowman? If WWE doesn't capitalize on Braun Strowman now, what does the future hold for Braun Strowman? This guy will sink further than this guy will sink faster and harder and further than anybody else on Monday Night Raw. If he doesn't win the Universal Championship now, Braun Strowman will be relegated to nothing more than big monster on Monday Night Raw who intimidates everybody else and has nothing to show for it. This guy should have been at least Universal Champion one time. And if you gave him the briefcase, that was what their intentions were. Now that he has cashed in the briefcase already, WWE has also sacrificed Braun Strowman and his babyface run. They wasted months of our time this summer to turn him heel for the Roman narrative. And they wasted Money in the Bank for the Roman narrative. Nobody understands this. If Braun Strowman loses this match, where does he go on Monday Night Raw? If Braun Strowman loses this match, the only thing Braun Strowman needs to do is find his way over to SmackDown Live. There is absolutely nothing for him on Monday Night Raw. Nothing. That title will be handcuffed until April. And even then, I don't think Roman Reigns is losing the Universal Championship. Braun Strowman will be an afterthought. Braun Strowman will be a circus act with nothing to show for it. And everybody is okay with this. They gave this guy the briefcase for absolutely no reason but Roman Reigns. They could have put him in this match without the briefcase. That briefcase could have went to The Miz. That briefcase could have benefited, or someone could have benefited from that briefcase more so than Braun Strowman. He didn't need this briefcase to be in this match here. There legitimately is nobody else on Monday Night Raw in his level or on his level to challenge for the Universal Championship now that Brock Lesnar is not there. WWE wasted everything. And nobody makes mention of any of this. Braun Strowman loses this match. Roman Reigns retains the Universal Championship. Mick Foley is the special guest referee for this match. Why is he the special guest referee for this match? There is a reason. It's not the reason I'm going to read to you, but there is a reason. The reason why he is in this match is because Mick Foley is also being sacrificed to the almighty God of Earth in India. For you OGs out there, Roman Reigns. He's being sacrificed to Roman Reigns. Mick Foley comes back every single year as a spokesman for the Hell in a Cell. He's like, you know, one of those guys that comes back every year to explain how Hell in a Cell ruined his life and ruined his career and how he can't walk and how it shortens lives and shortens careers and all this other fucking bullshit. We know. I watched your match with Undertaker live when it happened. I know where I was, who I was with, and what I was doing. I watch it back every single fucking year. When people tell me wrestling is fake, that's the first thing I go for. Let me see you learn how to fall that way, you fucking imbecile. Mick Foley is there to feed the Roman agenda. Mick Foley is there because WWE is piggybacking off the one man. The one man you think about when you think about this particular match that Roman Reigns is in. WWE is using Mick Foley as a way to stop negative reaction in this match with Roman Reigns. They put Mick Foley there to pretty much subsidize the negative reaction that both Roman and Strowman are going to be getting. Because realistically, who's going to boo Mick Foley? Who's going to boo good old Jolly St. Mick? Nobody. Everybody loves Mick Foley. Mick Foley is there for no reason outside of a political reason. He's there for Roman. He isn't there for any other fucking reason. But WWE put him there, according to Dave Meltzer, because Foley will be doing a special one-man show that he filmed in Pittsburgh at the start of 2018, and it's scheduled to run for 2 hours on the WWE Network. There's always a reason for a special appearance by a WWE legend, and Vince McMahon proved that he is a marketing genius once again. So they're trying to tell you that WWE put Mick Foley inside Hell in a Cell because of a special 1-hour show, or a special one-man show that he filmed for 2 hours in Pittsburgh in January. That's the reason why he's in Hell in a Cell. He's not totally inside Hell in a Cell. He's totally not inside Hell in a Cell because he has nothing to do with the match. He has nothing to do with the history of this special type of stipulation, right? He's there for Roman, and he's there for nothing but Roman. Does he get involved in the match? I don't know. He says he wants to get involved in the match. He's not afraid to take a bump. He will take a bump if need be. I don't know if WWE is going to allow him to take a bump, but he wants to be involved. And he's only there for Roman. Simple as that. Roman's going to win. Roman retains. What he does from here, who he goes up against next, what happens to Strowman, I don't know. But please think about that. Where does Braun Strowman go if he doesn't win the Universal Championship? He is nothing but a circus freak on a show that has no other competition for him. He will be linked for Roman. He's been threatening Roman. I'm not done with you. Now is the time to put up or shut up. I'm not done with Roman. You better be done with him at Hell in a Cell. If he doesn't win the Universal Championship, Braun Strowman is an absolute afterthought on Monday Night Raw. Ronda Rousey versus Alexa Bliss. Singles match for the Raw Women's Championship. I couldn't give a single fuck about this match. Not one. Not one. I don't mind Ronda. I enjoy watching Ronda. I think Ronda has glimpses of greatness when I see her. She's still not completely there yet. In fact, I think Shayna Baszler is completely outshining Ronda Rousey. That's just my honest opinion. Alexa Bliss, you guys know how I feel about Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss is a complete waste of everybody's time. She does not belong in the championship scene anymore. Alexa Bliss should not be at Evolution fighting Trish Stratus. Alexa Bliss should not be the first to get in the ring with Ronda Rousey. All of this should go to others before Alexa Bliss. But that's just me. If this match doesn't end the same way that SummerSlam ended, WWE will have fucked up. I don't want to see Alexa Bliss get offense on Ronda Rousey, and the only way she will get offense on Ronda Rousey is if WWE just magically injects Ronda Rousey with stupid babyface syndrome. Some weird fucking disease in which she just develops utter stupidity and has the likes of Mickie James and Alicia Fox on the outside distract her while Ronda Rousey is on the defensive against Alexa Bliss's offense, and we see how much MMA training Alexa Bliss has. Fuck out of here. This match ends in 90 seconds. I don't want to see anything offensively from Alexa Bliss. Anything Alexa Bliss does is not going to be believable against Ronda Rousey. Nobody on Monday Night Raw should be believable against Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey retains the Women's Championship, and Alexa Bliss goes bye-bye as I give you the Tommaso Ciampa wave. Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton. Jeff Hardy is going to be one of those things that we all talk about at the end of this show. I think Jeff Hardy is going to jump off the cage. I think Jeff Hardy has something ridiculous planned. I think Jeff Hardy is going to leave us speechless on this show. 40-year-old Jeff Hardy, who's never been inside a Hell in a Cell match. The reason why, again, let me reiterate this again for those who might not have listened. Joe and Styles, yes, belongs inside Hell in a Cell, just the nature of the feud. The reason why they didn't put that in Hell in a Cell is because there's going to be a fuck finish. You can't have a fuck finish inside Hell in a Cell. Okay? It would be completely wasted. And if WWE attempts a fuck finish inside Hell in a Cell, then the structure would have been wasted. So they left the Hell in a Cell stipulation out of that match and decided to put it in Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton. The only reason why Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton is inside Hell in a Cell is because Jeff Hardy requested it because, you know, he doesn't have many years left on his WWE career. And he's always been wanting a Hell in a Cell match. It's the one thing that he's never done. In fact, that WWE respects Jeff Hardy for his services so much, they decided to give him a Hell in a Cell match with Randy Orton. No title on the line. There's really nothing but a blood feud going on here. Randy Orton's been playing the best villain on the main roster outside of Samoa Joe. A villain that we can honestly just take and accept and appreciate. Randy Orton. A villain that's going to have the parents take their kids away from the TVs because he's that heinous. Becky Lynch is not a heinous heel, Road Dogg. Randy Orton is a heinous heel. Now, there was a cute little news article on Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy actually teased Willow and Brother Nero for Hell in a Cell on Sunday. Now, Hardy recently spoke on a media call where he gave everybody an idea that he has several things working up in his head on what to do in the Hell in a Cell. After all, you never really know what to expect from Jeff Hardy. The guy's fucking crazy. I quote, "You can expect the unexpected. I think my thoughts are too big for my size sometimes. I got a lot of good ideas as far as what I can do inside that structure. And this Sunday we're going to find out if what I'm thinking is possible or not. It's going to be a very memorable Jeff Hardy match." So Jeff Hardy's getting you excited here. He also says, "I kind of feel like me wearing the face paint now and breaking out the white contacts, it's like a modified version of Brother Nero. And that might take a completely drastic turn this Sunday at Hell in a Cell. I might really go all out as Brother Nero. And who knows, you might even see Willow. He may pop up in there. From the broken universe, anything is possible. This match is likely to have a lot of risk, and hopefully Jeff won't overdo it to the point where he kills himself. But to know that Jeff Hardy has things planned and he wants to do something memorable inside the structure makes it a newsworthy show, if you ask me. I'm going with Jeff Hardy to win this match. This is Jeff's first Hell in a Cell. I think Randy Orton has been very unselfish as of late. Randy Orton got what he wanted. He's a heel. I think Randy Orton being inside Hell in a Cell with Jeff Hardy's first Hell in a Cell, I think he does the nod for Jeff Hardy. I'm going with Jeff inside the Hell in a Cell, and I think we see something really fucking crazy from Brother Nero. Charlotte versus Becky for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. I'm going with Charlotte Flair for the same reasons that we have Samoa Joe and AJ Styles. These two are destined to fight at least 3 more times. This is not over. And I don't want a hot potato of the Women's Championship. I don't want Becky to win it, then Charlotte to win it, then Becky to win it again. No, we don't do that. We don't do that. You keep the thing going. You keep it going, and you further push Charlotte as a heel and Becky as a babyface. As a conquering babyface. Charlotte needs to be a bitch. Becky Lynch has got this stone-cold mystique about her. WWE tried to book Becky as a heel. It failed miserably. WWE tried to spin the narrative that Becky doesn't appreciate the fans and the fans didn't ever stand behind Becky. Some fucking stupid bullshit. They backtracked on that as quick as you could fucking breathe because they know they had fucked up. So now WWE is at a point where all their mistakes mistakenly made Becky Lynch the hottest female superstar in the women's division. That was not done on purpose. That was all done accidentally. They didn't expect the backlash that they got, and fuck them for thinking that this would go off as they wanted it to. You can't get one past the fans. The fans are a lot smarter nowadays. There's no reason why anybody was going to hate Becky Lynch. There's no reason why anybody would side with Charlotte in this situation. I mention this time and time again. Becky is the recipient of being stabbed in the back. Why would anybody go with Charlotte's side over Becky? Becky's been held down for 2 years. You think the fans have forgotten 2 years? You think the fans don't know that Charlotte gets opportunity after opportunity after opportunity? She does nothing, and she gets granted championships and opportunity and spotlight. Meanwhile, Becky Lynch has been there for 2 years, hasn't complained once, and has gotten nothing. Nothing. All Charlotte did was win a match against Carmella, who was women's champion, and they got added to a triple threat match in which should have been Becky's. Only one-on-one. That was all you needed. That was all you needed for Charlotte to be heel. Because at that point, the fans knew that Becky was being fucked over. And WWE tried to spin the narrative that the fans didn't care about Becky. They were never on Becky's side. Ridiculous. Now they're going with this new risque attitude with Becky Lynch. They're going with this no fucks given Becky Lynch, which is great. But I don't think Becky Lynch wins the title here. Now, the only thing, I mentioned this a couple of weeks in a row now on SmackDown Live, the only thing I don't want to see is Becky Lynch cheating to win the title. That would be the only other thing that WWE would attempt to try and again spin the narrative of Becky beating heel. Becky doesn't cheat. Becky doesn't need to cheat. She's outwardly come out and admitted she's the better wrestler. Why would she need to cheat to win if she's so adamant on her own skill? If anything, Charlotte needs to cheat to win because she feels threatened by Becky. If Charlotte cheats to win, then she is a heel. Becky does not need, nor should she, cheat to win. I'm going with Charlotte Flair here. And I'm going to continue to... I hope WWE continues the narrative of Becky chasing as a babyface. Because right now, Becky's not a heel, she's a babyface. Charlotte needs to be pushed further on the other side of the fence in heel territory. I'm going with Charlotte to beat Becky Lynch here by cheating. The outcome is going to result in the match continuing because they're already booked for Super Showdown. The match is happening. The match is probably happening at Super Showdown. The match is probably happening at the Evolution pay-per-view. At that point, that's when Becky wins the title. At Evolution. That's when I have Becky win the title. Road Dogg was up to his old tricks again. You know? This dog needs to learn some new tricks, people. Road Dogg wants fans to pick a side between Charlotte and Becky Lynch. Last week, it was reported by John Pollock that WWE backed off the heel turn for Becky Lynch after fans rejected it. No shit. Wonder why they rejected it. Instead, she's playing more of a tweener. I don't even consider it that. She's a full-blown babyface. She's done nothing to really do anything heel-like. And she's no longer ripping on the fans. WWE posted an alternate fan cam angle of Lynch's attack on Charlotte Flair on SmackDown Live, and they used the word heinous. This is why I mentioned the word heinous a few times and really stressed heinous when describing Becky's attack on Charlotte Flair. Those two fans that were taking a picture with Charlotte were clear plants. They were planted there. And that led some fans thinking that WWE was once again trying to get fans to think that Lynch is a heel in this feud. It looks like some of the fans are reading too much, quote, unquote, into things because Road Dogg wants fans to pick a side. So it looks like the full-blown heel turn is still off the table, which should make fans happy. But Road Dogg just wants fans to pick a side as Becky Lynch challenges Flair for the title at Hell in a Cell. Pick a side, he says. That's all we want you to do. Why, are you afraid to turn Charlotte heel, Mr. Dog? Why is that? Why is that? You know Charlotte operates better as a heel, right? Why do we need to pick a side when a side was already chosen for the last 2.5 years on SmackDown Live? Fans are not going to not cheer Becky Lynch. This is what I don't understand. I don't know. I just don't understand the disconnect of the people running this show and writing the show from the audience watching the show. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I'm going with Charlotte in some fuck finish, and we get the rematch later on in October. Finally, guys, we got a tag team title match for the Raw Tag Team Championships, which are absolutely fucking worthless at the moment. They look like pennies. They are, or nickels. They are just as worthless as a nickel. Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. The fact that WWE made this match so quickly after the show-offs, I guess, I don't even know if they have a name, but Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre won the titles, only means to me that they will probably win the tag team championships. I don't understand why this match was made. Rollins should be defending the Intercontinental Championship. Who gives a shit about the tag team titles? I have nothing to say about the tag team titles. The division is awful. There is no division outside these two teams. None. The Revival got passed over for McIntyre and Ziggler. The B team is fucking terrible. The Ascension are god-awful. Bobby Roode and Chad Gable, I don't know what the fuck that was. It's like you handed a fucking controller for WWE 2K18 and put it in the hands of a 4-year-old. AOP? Who? Yeah, with their cosplay manager, Drake Maverick. There is no tag team division. Whoever wins this match has zero competition. I'm going with Rollins and Ambrose. Why? Because they do it for Roman. And I do it to get the fuck out of here. I'm getting out of here. That is your Hell in a Cell preview and predictions. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that thumbs up. Subscribe down below. Turn on that bell for all notifications. If you guys missed anything during the week, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, Black Ops 4, the Mae Young Classic, Mega Man 11 demo, all on the channel right now. Go check it out. Please do so. It's there for your entertainment this weekend. If you guys want to support the show, please do so in the variety of ways that I spoke about earlier. barbershopwindow.com/offthescript. BShop20 is your code. Save 20% off any shirt on the site. Not just off the script, but on the site. Harrys.com/script for your free trial shave set. Audibletrial.com/offthescript. And patreon.com/JD from NY206. Tomorrow, we got more news and rumors. The leaked Evolution card is absolutely horrendous. But I do have some bright spots. I do have some sunshine on this otherwise shit storm coming to WWE in Long Island. Hopefully, you guys will understand my frustration with Evolution, and you will be very thankful for the news that is tomorrow. Also, tomorrow, WWE, more notably Vince McMahon, very high on Andrade Cien Almas. Backstage reason for Carmella's mysterious babyface turn on SmackDown Live. Who is going to be at SmackDown 1000? It won't be Batista. And why Lio Rush and Bobby Lashley are appearing on Monday Night Raw. And who is behind the pairing. All that plus so much more on Off the Script for Saturday. So keep it right here, guys. This is your #1 wrestling-related podcast in your subscription boxes. This is Off the Script, episode 239, part #1. I am getting out of here. Enjoy your Fridays, and I'll see you right back here on Saturday with more WWE and Off the Script. I'll talk to you later.